Hey guys, Clone Guy here, and today we're going to be taking a look at two replays, both in different T32s. The first one in the T32-A, which I do enjoy. I think I need to play this more because I really do like this tank. And then the second will be in the regular Tech Tree T32, which is arguably my favorite Tier 8 tank in the game. And I already really liked the T32 before they gave it the gun buff. And then after they gave it the gun buff and buffed its penetration from 198 up to 218, it was like, okay, wow, yeah, this is definitely my favorite tier 8. Yeah, it just blows away all the other tier 8s. And this tank, very coolly, it has the same gun, except with an autoloader. And we just got shot by the striker on the move. There we go, put it in, and we're gonna just like that, easy peasy. But that's not the only thing they did to the T32 when they buffed it. They also buffed its rate of fire, and I believe its accuracy. It used to be 0.41, and I think it's 0.3 something now. I'm not exactly sure. I will definitely get it up right now on the website. But in the meantime, we're on Lakeville, and when you're bottom tier on Lakeville, there's not so much you can do. The only time I would probably ever go town on Lakeville, or there's two reasons I would go town. One, because it's in counter battle. Two, because I'm bottom tier, and I see some heavies going there, and I decide to support them. If I'm top tier, I'm probably never going to go to the town. It's like a 33% chance if you go there that you'll run into the enemy team, because there's three other flanks. There's the middle flank, then there's the valley, and then there's the town, which is low ground, and you have to cross an open ground to get there. Then you have to cross up open ground to get out, and there's like no tactical advantage. Then there's actually one other time. Or instance I would actually go to the town, and that would be if the game is taking a while and I've decided to, try to flank around and like that, like, hey, I'm gonna try something new and try to get around them. That's the only other time really. But anyway, let's see what this gun is now. It is now 0.37 accuracy. It used to be 0.41, so they buffed its accuracy as well, which is pretty darn cool. And 6 rounds a minute, which is the same as the E5. I think it was 5.71 I think is what it was, but now it's in buff. But we're not playing in that right now. Right now we're playing in the T32-A, and we have not really left base. And the reason being is because our team didn't push the town, and I said I'm not pushing the town either then. I'm going to sit in the base, and from this spawn it is very easy to hold the base. It's incredibly easy to hold the base. And we're going 1 for 3 every single magazine, it seems like, other than I think the first one. So it's a little bit unfortunate, and this is where you would rather be in the regular T32. But, we're up to 1,500 damage, almost 1,600 damage, 1,200 assist in our bottom tier tank, and we're just holding on. We're just supporting our top tier heavies. I don't remember what happens in this game. I just saw it on my hard drive, and I'm like, T32A, click, here it is. But it looks like I'm platooned with some Zeta guys. And I think the next one I'm solo. And it is a much better game, a more action-packed game. But a game like this, we're able to talk about, just Lakeville in general. And I really like Lakeville, but I think it's because it plays so differently than other maps, and it's a little bit weird. And this map, it does not like aggressive play. The enemy team is playing incredibly aggressive, but we are capable of just sitting. I didn't realize there's a dead tank in front of them. We're capable of just sitting in the back and farming them as they push in, which is something you could do on this map. And no, can I go through that at that angle? No, I cannot. So this was a bit ago. I think that tank was still fairly new, and so I wasn't quite sure if I could go through that upper plate at that angle. It was orange, so I decided to give it a try. But say hello to my 4005 friend. Yeah, okay, hello. And I'm just gonna push you in the water, sir. Goodbye. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't come back. No, he doesn't want to go. Oh, no, he's dead now. Are we gonna die? Is it all over? No, of course it's not all over. As long as nobody shoots me, we should be okay. Come on, climb! Climb! We can do it! And we did it. We made it out. We are not dead. Fantastic. Fantastic. But yeah, this is just Lakeville. This is what happens on Lakeville. And I think a lot of people get annoyed when the game goes like this, but not me. I really enjoy just how different this map is, though this is kind of a steamroll. As strange as it is, this was a steamroll in the... Even though they steamrolled the map and had a huge map advantage on us, we crushed them. And that's just Lakeville. They pushed town, and they lost. We pushed Valley, and we won. and we held, and we won. That's Lakeville. It's Lakeville. It's just what happens. I find on this map, and this is just the best way, in my opinion, to play. Is really play passively. Don't be afraid to spot at the beginning of a game, like we tried to do. Got a bit of assist, put a couple shots in, and then we ran away. There we go. Finally, a 3-for-3 magazine, bringing us our total up to 3,300. I think that's going to be at this game, 3,300. And a tier 10 game, bottom tier like this, is not too terrible at all. Can we shoot that guy? Maybe we can. Maybe we can't. 10 more seconds on the reload. It's not a terribly long reload, but it's not quick either. It's longer than the 57 heavy, but you don't quite have the burst as a 57 heavy. But that's okay. That is okay. 25 seconds of reload with food, and I think we have events. Gun laying drive, or sorry, vertical stabilizer, optics vents. I think I'm pretty sure is what we have. But can we put another shell into this machine before the game ends? Perhaps we can. If he backs up, no, he's using that house as cover. No, is he? Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh. You know you want to. Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't do it. Oh, yeah. No. Come on. Oh, Foch gets him. We get nothing. Nothing after the Jagdpanzer 100, or after the VKB. But it doesn't matter. That's a decent game, indeed. A lot of it was long range, so that likely will not be an ace tanker. But if you do 3,300 damage in a tier 10 game, you will typically ace your tier 8s, especially if you're close range. But we weren't quite close range, so we don't get it. And we're just about to... We're at 84. Why haven't I pulled this out? I need to just 2-mark this. I think this is the last time I played it. We're at 84%. I should just pull it out. Maybe next stream on Tuesday or something. We'll pull it out and we'll finish it off. Get ourselves 2 marks of excellence. But now we're in the T32, and this replay was used just a bit of it, just a small portion of it, when I think I was going through the most powerful tier 8s, or not the most powerful tier 8s, the most powerful tanks, I think is what it was titled, or my favorite tanks or something like that. And we went from tier 5 to tier 10, and the T32 was on there, and this was the game I had. This was a little bit ago as well. I don't know if it's before update 4.12 or not, but it might be. I can't tell by the circle. I think the circle does look a little bit smaller than it would be if I was on update after or before update 4.12. But regardless, this is before the crossplay at least. I think the last game was also before the crossplay. But this game was a few months ago. Actually, let me see exactly when it was. I should have the date here. Properties. February 14th. Oh, okay. So this was, yeah, this was a little bit ago, but it was not before update 4.12. Update 4.12 was December or November? End of November, I think, is when it was. So unfortunately, this is post aiming circle, post worst update in the game. But that's okay. We're gonna be smacking people in the face with our T32. And what makes the T32, in my opinion, one of the best tanks in the game, tier for tier, is it takes what was good about the T29, which is the turret, and just makes it better. It also gives it a better hull. Not so much tier for tier. I'd say tier for tier about the same, really. Except you have to fight 10s, which can be annoying. But the turret is better. Tier for tier. The turret is like one of the best turrets in the game, period. Still 10 degrees of ground depression. You can turn your turret a little bit without getting pen in the cheeks. Your cupola is harder to pen. You don't have an overmatchable roof like you do in the T29. You don't have a weak armor plate above the mantlet like you do in the T29. And you're nowhere near as big. And you're more mobile. And now you have a better gun, which tiers up pretty well, for sure. But it's just a better, in my opinion, it's just a better T29. If you like the T29, you'll like this more. And this turret is so good. I am willing to sit in front of Jagdpanzer E100s shooting heat with this turret. If they hit me in my mantlet, they're bouncing. If they hit my angled turret, they're bouncing. It's a tough one to pen. It's 298 millimeters angled. 298. The IS-7 wishes it had a turret like this, but it doesn't. It doesn't have a turret like this. And because of that, it's one of those tanks I am willing to get up close and personal versus tier 10s. But we're not in a tier 10 game. There's just a few tier 9s. I think 3 or 4 on each team. So it's nothing hard, nothing tough at all. So this should be pretty easy. And especially in a position like this, as long as Artie doesn't try to kill us, we should be able to use our gun depression pretty well. But there's his turret. He is actually stock, which is why I go through his turret cheeks. This tank stock, its stock turret is terrible. It's the same as T32-A. But you see that prototype? He bounced off the side of my turret. He had my broadside. He shoots me in the broadside of the turret, and it bounces off. T29 does not have that ability. T29 will get penned in the side of the turret. It's even if you're facing the enemy and you turn the gun just a few degrees, they can pin you in the side of the turret. That will not happen in the T32, or in the T32, which is pretty cool. I love that about it. But how about this guy? Shoot that Drac. Yeah, he's got a bit of our side armor. We're not quite small enough for this position, but we are better at this position than we would be in the T29, that's for sure. And we fired before he did, so we're definitely going to beat his reload, regardless of the gun he has. And we do when we finish him off. And now we're going to push up here and try to put a shell in the lower plate of this T32. And we do. But yeah, T32, it's my favorite tier 8. It definitely is. I love it. And I recommend it. It's a great tank for beginners too. Just like the T29 is. If you grind up this line, get the T29. T29 is a tough grind until you get it fully upgraded. But once you do, you're going to have a blast. Then you've got the T32, and it's the same thing. It's a tough grind until you get it fully upgraded. But I think you get the top gun with a stock turret, which is fine. You just have to get used to the fact that your turret won't work anymore. And then once you get that top turret, you just dominate people. You just dominate. Hey there, waiting for that side armor, and he gives it to us. We put it in. The ISM shoots us in the side now, but here comes the Conqueror. And our tank is much better hull down than his is, for sure. But we still have to be careful. Put a shell in the M103. We're going to keep pulling back. These guys are coming this way, but as long as I can back up, I will be able to get into cover. And that's the plan. He actually hits us in the side while it's angled. I think he wanted to track us and damage us. It does not work out for him. And we're going to keep going backwards, and we're going to hopefully put a shell into his cupola here. No, he's still giving us a side. I will take that. We put it in. And now we're in a position where he stands almost no chance as we are hull down. And I'm going to put a shell into this guy because he's not paying attention. He probably thinks the M103 is covering him. Well, the M103 is not covering you. I'm just going to put a shell into you. Thank you very much. And now we are hull down. 4 tanks coming this way. Should be fine. Gonna track him? No, we don't. We did exactly what the M103 did to us. I think he thought about tracking us, but he also thought about shooting us in the side. And that's what happened. And that's exactly what happened to me shooting that Conqueror. You know, it just happens. But yeah, this position here. Okay, cool. We've got some guy come up behind to cover us. This position here is just perfect for this kind of a vehicle. 10 degrees gun depression. Impervious turret. It is almost impervious. Almost. But you have to find a place to go hull down. It allows me to do things like this. He shoots me in the gun. Well, that's fine. I don't need my gun. I'll just fix that. Boop. And I'm good as new. As long as Artie doesn't shoot me. But yeah, like, the game has developed to the point where now I'm in a fantastic position. Like, if my team was winning, he pens us there. I'm not sure where he penned us. Come on, cool guy, look. What might have happened is he might have hit my lower mantlet and it bounces off and goes into my hull. That does happen. As strange as that is, that does happen. And we bounce off there. But he bounces off of us as well. So yeah. But yeah, that's called a shot trap, and that is something this tank is famous for. And the only reason it's famous for that is because it's almost impossible to kill. And because it's almost impossible to kill, people notice shots like that more often. But I have shots bouncing off of me in all sorts of tanks all the time, and then go in somewhere else, which is still a shot trap. It just doesn't usually happen, or you don't usually notice it as much, because usually you're in, you know, a tank that gets penned a lot more easily anyway. But this guy is gonna try to shoot me while I'm hull down, and that doesn't work. I try to shoot him while he's hull down. That doesn't work. He fired. I'm gonna beat his reload. Just gonna aim it nice and carefully at his lower plate. Doesn't matter. Patton finished him off. We stood still. Artie is still in play. So Artie does kill us. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. What a shame. Artillery. It makes me cry every time. But he's got a Vanguard who's going to hopefully be killing him, because he doesn't know how to look at his minimap. He's like, oh wait, there's a tank here. Yes, there is. Oh, he bounced one shot. Now he's got to roll high twice. Or roll high once. Now he's got to really roll high. And he does. 220 alpha damage. Rolls for 234. Finishing off the scumbag artillery. Well done to you. Well done to you. Thanks for avenging me. In your ELC even 90. So there we go. But that's it. 2 replays in 2 different T32s. I love them. I love them. Centurions and T32s. Come on, give them to me. At tier 8, I love them so much. But that's the replays. Those are the replays. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, stop that like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the T32. Do you like it as much? Do you like it more? Maybe you don't like it. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be seeing you guys all later. Make sure you go check out SpaceBANDIT. Take care, everyone. And peace out.